wyoming.com.au is back, this time with Bruce Lane, the CEO of American Uranium. Bruce, it's great to have you back on. How are you?
I'm good, Shay. Good to be back with you again.
We have a lot to cover in today's update, but first and foremost, we are going to start with news that your rig has reached your Lo Herma project in Wyoming. I believe you're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, we managed to get the rig out there about a week early, which is great. It's always better to beat timelines. And so it's in position, ready to go, and we expect to be drilling, within the next day or so. We'll get on with our first hole. So it's really, this is one of the best parts of what we do. Actually, there's a lot that goes into getting out there and getting going, and so we're really excited to get on with that first phase of expansion to grow our resource footprint.
Just to refresh everybody's memory, how much work are you going to do with the rig on site this time around?
There's two phases of permitted work to do. The total program's 37,500 metres, which is around 120 holes. The first part of it is targeted at growing the existing resource base. So we've got 8.57 million pounds at the moment. 32% of that is indicated. And so what we're trying to do is expand that overall resource base in the first phase of, it'll be around 50 holes. And we're pushing to the north of our planned mine units 1 and 2 in the northern part of the project. Predominantly, the drilling is north of those. There's a bit south of mine unit 2, but most of it's to the north of those mine units. And so we're following trends there. We've got an exploration target already published in that area. And so we're following up on those and investing the money to grow the overall size of the resource footprint.
Now, I believe in the neighbourhood of the Lo Herma project is the UR Energy project that's currently under construction. Tell me, are you up to date on this, and what does this mean for your own project?
Yeah, look, I am fairly up to date on that, actually. I was in Casper a month and a half ago and spent some time and went down to the Shirley Basin project. So our project's about 40 minutes sort of northeast of east of Casper. Their project is southwest of Casper. It's about an hour outside Casper. They're constructing that at the moment. They're building the pad and installing the equipment for the IX plant, and they're drilling out the well field. So they expect, I think, to have that well field charged by the end of the year, and they're targeting production in the first part of 2026. So what's really encouraging about that for us is very similar size project, and obviously we're out there trying to make our project bigger, and we're second phase of our exploration is to increase the confidence in the resource, but it is a very similar project in terms of scale, and we believe in terms of economics to the potential project that we could put there at Lo Herma. So it's great to see it being built. It's getting built on time, and we don't know exactly if it's getting built on budget, but we assume it will be. UR Energy do a great job of developing these things. And so it really points to the potential for Lo Herma to be an economic project and a good development outcome.
Now, there is a lot of hot uranium news floating around in the sector at the moment. Probably none more hotter than news that NexGen, a Canadian uranium company, raised near on $1 billion US. Listen, this is not chump change. Bruce, tell me, what does this mean for the uranium sector? And does this kind of positivity flow through to those still at the early, late exploration, early development phase?
Yeah, look, I think it's overwhelmingly positive for sure. What we're seeing is the larger companies, and look, that NexGen has a deposit that's, an amazing deposit for any commodity anywhere on the planet. And obviously it's attracting funding from a much broader range of the investment community than just the uranium bulls. What we're seeing is the big generalist money coming in and taking equity risk in a lot of uranium companies. And we've seen it with Encore Energy. We're seeing it with UEC. We're now seeing this massive raise from NexGen. So what we're seeing is those larger companies, the development companies and the producing companies, attracting funds at really good rates, if you like. Some of them have done sort of hybrid equity debt convertible raisings, and the cost of money is really attractive. So what that's telling us is there's a wall of money that's trying to get into the sector and getting into anything that's investable at the top end of the stack. What that means now is that we'll see money start to flow into the next layer down, which is us. We've got the explorers, the pre-developers, or the very early stage developers like us, and then you've got that more mature stack. So the more mature stack is seeing really good, solid demand for an investment. So we think it's a great sign. There's other things coming up. We've got the critical minerals list is going to get an update probably on Monday, on the 19th. And we hope to see uranium get onto that list as well.
And just to round out that positive momentum for uranium at the moment, I believe the US Geological Survey is looking at updating their critical minerals list, and uranium might make it on there this time. Bruce, have you got any more information you can elaborate on?
Yeah, look, uranium is considered a critical mineral by the Trump administration, so it's kind of already been elevated in status. But what it hasn't done is made it onto the official critical minerals list, which then unlocks other support and funding opportunities. So that's what we're looking forward to. There's been submissions going backwards and forwards about which minerals should be on that list, and I believe that the 19th is the day when they make a determination about what new minerals are going to be added to that critical minerals list. So look, we're keeping our fingers crossed that uranium will be on the list. Not the end of the world if it isn't. I think there's still massive support out there. It's just another, step forward for uranium, and it would be helpful.
Listen, Bruce, it was fabulous to speak with you today. I look forward to future updates.
Great to talk to you again, Shay, and hopefully we can get back to you soon with some initial early results and an update on drilling.